YouTube to start working, so we are good to go.
Nailed it. First try. Let's measure all this other stuff while the butter is melting. It might be a hot mess when I'm baking, but you know, I like being efficient. Is that better? Oh my gosh, I am a hot mess. Anyway, while that's going, all right, let's measure our sugar. Yeah, I forgot to rename the stream, so hopefully people will actually show up. Although, there were some people watching test, which is a little weird, but you know, alright. I guess I don't judge if they want to watch test. So this hot plate is actually melting butter quite well. Surprising since it couldn't boil water for the life of it. Alright, we got our sugars. Let's mix in our salt. Yep, salt. Recipe calls for 1 1/4, but I'm using salted pistachios, so I'm just gonna go a little bit under. Just gonna eyeball it. do its job. You know, butter, even if you totally mess up the recipe, butter will always do its job. Because butter is just there for taste and taste. And like a little bit of texture. But mostly taste. Alright, baking powder. And baking soda. And what do you know? The butter has melted. I am extremely surprised. Because this hot plate has got to be like, you know, famine level hot plate. But anyway, let's turn that off. It actually might try to turn into brown butter. And let's mix that in. That totally works too. I miss mine. Like mine, I think not the heating element, but maybe like the little pipe or whatever finally started breaking down. So like all my water that came out started to have like flakes of stuff in it. It was a little worrying. It was like a little bit bigger than microplastics. So yeah, I didn't trust that hot water pot anymore. So I just have an electric kettle now. Alright, I could probably mix this a little bit more aggressively than I am. I don't know, I'm just kind of like vibing with this butter sugar mixture. It's kind of weird. Maybe it's just because of the day I've had. And this music is also making me like... Yeah, you know what? Microplastics, if you love them, they're everywhere. So you're just filled with love. Right now and forever. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even like chunky. You know, when I think of chunky water, I think of like the water they give to people in like old folks' homes. Because a lot of people can't swallow very well anymore, apparently. So they have to add like this thickening stuff. And it makes the water very thick, like chunky. So... yeah, it wasn't like chunky water, it was more like sandy water. Alright, so I guess this looks like wet sand. I can't really overmix it, so this is about as good as it gets. Alright, time to add the egg and vanilla. idea how old this egg is, so YOLO. Smells fine. Alright, let's get rid of that eggshell and wash my hands. I'm also gonna add a tiny bit of cardamom because, oh, if I can get this open, because I'm gonna do like a pistachio thing, so I think it would taste good. So this is actually homemade, super easy to do. Just pretty much put anything into vodka and you can make an extract. Alright, so the recipe says at this point to let it rest for 30 minutes if I can, which I could, but I don't really have anything else going on, so it might not be quite 30 minutes. Unless if, you know, there's something I can do to entertain you guys, or you can do something to entertain me, but literally it's like 2 people right now, so... yeah, we're just gonna let this sit for however long it takes me to preheat the oven. negative entertainment. I mean, I thought I would have more things to rant about at work today. But it's kind of the same old shit. So, yeah, I don't know. I got scheduled for a shift where I was like cyberbullying. You mean like what my boss does to me? Yeah, I mean, I got scheduled for a shift that made absolutely no sense. I kind of had nothing to do, so obviously I tried to take advantage of that and do some self-study without getting caught using my own laptop. And yeah, so I just kind of spent a lot of time doing that. And also had to deal with some admins like gatekeeping some really mid sandwiches. So yeah, I mean y'all know I'm already really over my job, so it's really nothing new, but it could have been worse. I did have people not talk directly to me, kind of look right through me, and not acknowledge me when I left for home. So that kind of sucked. But yeah, that's why I'm doing this stream. So anyway, while we're waiting for that, we're using a number 40 cookie scoop, so let me find that. Gaslight gatekeep girl boss. Yeah. Maybe like that's like 2 or 3 different people doing all of that. Probably the result's kind of the same though. Alright, so according to recipe, this is the right size cookie scoop, which I know relative is very hard to see. It's like this size. It's like golf ball, I would say. Gaslight, gatekeep, girl ball. Maybe it could be like a trio of perfumes. You know, like Gucci Gaslight, and then Gucci Gatekeep, and Gucci Girl Boss. I mean, it's like, it's even alliterative. Like, you don't even have to do any marketing. I mean, Gucci's just got it. Okay, since we have 2 people in the chat, who can tell me what would go well with this? Because I'm just gonna put this in. But I also have cardamom. Oh, Gucci Giselle. That is fancy. Yeah, but like what else should I put in there? I just bought raisins and cranberries. Chocolate. I have white chocolate. I'm gonna do white chocolate. Bam! White chocolate! Fuck you, I like raisins. I'm not rich enough for macadamias. I only buy macadamias if I am planning to have macadamias. Yeah, right. Alright, but I do have this white chocolate, and I have it like left over from, I don't know, 20. So, yeah, we're using it. Alright, and we're actually going to use a cup measure because I don't have a... There's no weight for this. She wants to do it by volume. Alright. But I understand why. It makes sense why. There is never too much macadamia nuts. I bought some from that like side of the road place from like in Oahu, and like, yeah, I think I ate one bag and I'm just like hoarding the other bag. And I'm pretty sure they overcharge for it, but I just can't. That's why you put all your nuts in the freezer. Just freeze it. Just put everything in the freezer. Put your dog in the freezer. Put your cat in the freezer. Makes them last longer. Alright, so oven has turned off, which means it thinks it's at the right temperature. Yeah, they did. That means it was a good idea. Everything that happens in the show is a good idea. Selena Gomez's wardrobe was a great idea in that show. Amazing. Pretty much the only reason that I would ever get a high-paying job is to have Selena Gomez's wardrobe. And then look awful in it because her and I's skin tone not the same. I mean, if she's the only one living there, and she's living in like a nice New York apartment, she could definitely do it. Did you watch The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel? She had a whole room for her wardrobe. She had like 3 like rolling clothes racks, whatever they're called. I mean, I have one of those for my coats, but like she had like a lot of those. And I mean, when she downsized, she was like, I ain't letting go of my wardrobe. I mean, I feel her. And she didn't need to. Like, she was kind of doing all right. Also, like, what was like secondhand selling like at that point? Like, none of her stuff was vintage. All of her stuff was contemporary. So, you know, current Doctor Who wardrobe. Yeah. I mean, like, what's her name? Like, Ruby? Her wardrobe's pretty basic, though. It's just, like, some variation of, like, crop and then, like, plaid A-line skirt. Not A-line. Yeah, like, pencil-ish skirt. It's not really... Like, they don't really go out of the box. They kind of have, like, a very set, like, design for them. And then they just kind of like pick and choose stuff that fits that. Which is fine, you know, that's how normal people dress, but it's not really that out of the ordinary. Okay, time to add the flour. I think. Yes. This recipe is not complicated. I'm just slow. Also, you know, I'm surprised she wants us to rest the recipe when the baking soda and baking powder are already in. Like, I feel like, unless if I've misread this somewhere, the resting should come before the leavening, just so it doesn't get all worn out. Yeah. No, it comes after the leavening. So, what can I say? All right, time to mix in the flour. And then adding in the mix-ins. You know, I should put on an apron, especially for the flour part, but I'm like 90% through this recipe. I feel like I'm committed. Like, if I get anything on this dress, it's just occupational hazard. No, this is a dress. This is actually, I actually found this at Savers of all places. And it's actually handmade. Like, someone made this and then donated it to Savers. Because there's no tag and it's very much like, I mean, it looks handmade. But not in a bad way. Like, in a, how should I say this? It's like, it's very, very, very well made. Like, whoever made this is incredibly talented and probably donated it because they outgrew it in some way. Like, not, you know, not in a weight way, but like in a, they just didn't want it anymore for whatever reason. And like, so like the seams and everything are really well done. It's actually lined and everything, but there's just like, there's no tag, and the clasp in the back is like a normal sort of like pop button clasp. It's not like, it's not a U clasp, and it's not riveted, and yeah, so like clearly, you know, someone did this super well, and like, it's actually made in proportions that fit a person. So yeah, I don't know, it was a good find. The seams are different. This, you mean the seams are different from like how a manufacturer would do it? Got it. Yeah, I mean, it looks like they actually just, oh, I see what they did. They just like pinched the material together instead of like cutting distinct pieces. Yeah, this one does. Yeah, it does have darts. I meant to measure that, but I didn't. And I am not bothered. I dropped some on the floor. Don't worry, it's not going in the bowl. So in the book, she calls this technique the smash and fold. I call this technique the I fucked up, and I need to mix this somehow so that it doesn't jump out of the bowl and attack me. Yeah, but you are so far away. I got this one at the Meridian one, which I guess is the Race Street one. I think they're either opening one or opened one near me. I think it's opening. Maybe it's not open yet. But it's like right next to a grocery outlet, so it's like, yeah, they know their audience. All right, looks good to me. It's time to scoop. Okay, I should be getting at least 18 cookies, so we'll see. You know, I've never actually shopped at a grocery outlet. I've been inside one because, like, I dated someone once who, like, really wanted milk while we were waiting for dinner, like her dinner reservation. And there was like a grocery outlet next to her restaurant, so we went in, and I was like, this was at a point in my life where I was still like making money. So I was like, ugh, grocery outlet. Like, why are we here? Why are we not shopping at a real grocery store? So I didn't actually like look around or anything. But he got milk. So, you know, if you're playing grocery roulette and you need something really basic, you'll probably still find it. But yeah. So that is my grocery outlet story. But, you know, nowadays, I am not too good for grocery outlet. I would go. I just haven't really had enough time to really, like, play grocery roulette. But I also feel like, you know, like I'm not that picky when it comes to what I eat on a daily basis. Like I'm picky when I go to a restaurant, but if I'm just buying food for the week, I'm just kind of like, you know what? Like, this is on sale? Sure. Let's buy this. As long as that's not something that's going to expire in a day, where I have to figure it out like in 24 hours, like I'm kind of okay with getting whatever. Yeah, like I'll sometimes look at their sale, like their flyer or whatever, and I'm like, this stuff is not bad. Like, it's kind of random. So it's not great if you're really depending on a staple and like you have like a picky kid or you yourself are a picky eater or whatever. But like, if you're just kind of like, whatever, I just need to eat. And as long as like I get a fruit, a protein, a vegetable, like, you know what? Doesn't matter. Cause like, to be honest, when I go to a grocery store, I have a list and I'll see stuff that I like and I actually like won't buy it. Cause I'm just like, I don't really feel like it. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just like not a very spontaneous person, but also I'm kind of like very easy. I do kind of buy stuff on sale if I normally buy something similar. It really depends. And I feel like I'm kind of like, a very inconsistent eater. Like, I don't buy the same thing every week. In fact, I don't even grocery shop every week. I'll go to like Costco every month and I'll like buy a ton of stuff. And then I'll be like, oh, that was like double my grocery budget. But then the next month I don't need anything because I bought so much stuff at Costco. But then I'll kind of lack some stuff that I want. It's like, yeah, fruit doesn't really last for a month, so gotta buy some more fruit now. Oops. Yeah, sometimes cookie scoops are so sneaky. It's like, You think you got a whole scoop and then it's just like half empty. There we go. That's one sheet. Let's do the second sheet. By the way, do you hear it when I hit the mic? Because sometimes my head will hit the mic. And I keep moving it up. Also, you know what I realized that's totally funny? Is that now that I've made a couple of these recipes, it's actually shocking to me, like, how big bakery products are. Because, like, you know, I'll make these in the suggested serving size, I guess, or serving amount. And I'll cut them to the suggested serving size or serving amount. And it's like, yeah, like this is a reasonable size for a snack. But it's like a lot smaller than what you would get if you paid for it at the bakery. And like when I used to sell stuff, like it was kind of like that too. Like I actually felt kind of bad. Like I would sell stuff in twos because I just had this like feeling that people would feel cheated if they bought something that was actually like a normal serving size or portion size. And I don't mean that in like a calorie counting kind of way, but it's like, you know, if you buy a normal, or not a normal, if you buy like a bakery sized croissant, like that is your entire breakfast. Like you probably won't even feel hungry after eating just like one croissant. But if you made a croissant, it would look stingy. And I don't know. It's like, yeah, I don't know. And the weirdest thing is, like, I really haven't made stuff for myself for so long. Like, I usually either bake for other people or like sell it or like make like extra large whatevers that, yeah, it's like I don't even realize it until I saw like the sizes in these recipes and I was like, whoa, hold on. Anyway, that's just my ramblings, I guess. How much did we make? 26. Not bad, 26 cookies. And I think I have a potluck coming up, so this should be just enough for everyone to get a little bit of something, hopefully. It's always hard to tell when people are like, you know, okay with what you make, or they're gonna pass on your stuff. But anyway, it's time to go in the oven. So, kind of a shorter stream today, but I am really happy to have discovered that the hot plate that I have is not entirely terrible, and I might actually be able to brown butter in it, which means that I'll be able to brown butter on camera, which is very exciting. Well, I skipped a step, so hopefully they turn out okay. Cleaning floury tools. Like they only have flour, or they have like dried, like caked on dough kind of stuff. Yeah, if you add more flour and kind of just like rub it off, that usually works. So it kind of like, it just creates like, I don't know. It's like when you use a towel and you like really scrub your skin. Kinda, yeah. It's like when you use a towel and you really scrub your skin and you get all that like gunk. Like that's what adding more flour does. Like you just like put more flour onto the wet parts and then you just like rub it, and then it'll just like kind of like sands it off, I guess. Yeah, it works way better than water. I don't really do it anymore because I just put everything in the dishwasher. But if I really needed to, yeah, that's the technique I would use. Let me put the mic down by where I'm speaking. So I set the timer to halftime, so I know when to turn the pans. The recipe doesn't say to do that, but I always turn the pans at halftime anyway. It's just kind of a rule of thumb that I do nowadays. I feel like Sola would actually say, like, she would actually specify to do this. But you know what? I think it's a good rule of thumb, especially if you have a home oven, to just like take your pans and reverse them and turn them out. So yeah. Alright, we got about 4 more minutes, maybe 3, and then we'll see what they look like. If I feel like it, I might eat one on camera. But it's so hard. You know, like when they shoot cooking videos, they always have like the done turkey, right? You know, they have like the one that's done and like cooled and everything. But I can't do that with the live stream. Unless if I have it going for like 3 hours. Which would be pretty boring, I think. I mean, I could live stream my Final Fantasy, but I'm also not entertaining there. So, yeah. We're just gonna stick with this for now. Oh yeah, while I have a captive audience, I do have some stuff to share. So I got this from my coworker today. For scale, this is my arm. So yeah, it's a big one. Haven't decided what to do with it yet, but I am for sure gonna eat it. Yes. And I took this one too, like a giant patty pan. Like for scale, it's like, yeah. And then I went camping with a bunch of people who are either Cal grads or affiliated, and they gave me this jar of apricot jam that they made themselves. So I'm pretty happy, or I'm pretty excited to do something with it. I'm not really sure what. I haven't actually bought apricot jam in some time. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, I've got this stream, so we'll figure out something to do with it, right? Cookies is done. So these are not as pretty as the ones in Sola's video because she actually rolled and slightly flattened them, which I forgot to do. But you know what I am gonna do is maybe I'm gonna do the cookie cutter trick. Okay, cookie cutter trick is not really working with this recipe. I think it's because they're actually quite firm. But that's fine. Alright, that didn't turn out as well as I hoped it would, but that's fine. What I am gonna do is I'm gonna put some rose powder on top and see if that helps. So I have this from Burlap and Barrel. It's maybe hard to see, kind of fancy, but you know what? I don't really know what to do with them, so I put them on cookies. Oh shit. I did not mean to do that. Okay. This is going very well. I think this cookie alone might have $5 of rose petals on it. What's up, Zendra? I don't know if this cookie is demure. This cookie might be a little skanky. All right. Let's see. I can fix this. I can fix this. Maybe I can fix this. Also, yeah, I did think about rolling them around, but the cookies are actually like really, really soft. Okay. Okay. I think this is okay. I think this is fine. Yeah. Maybe. Sort of. Not really. Nah. I mean, it's fine. It's at least not life or death. But you know, now I have a reason to write Burlap and Barrel and say that their caps really suck. Because literally this happened because the cap fell off. And I just ended up dumping the whole thing onto one cookie. Anyway, yeah, that looks fine, right? Here they are. Yeah. White balance kind of sucks. Yeah, it's a little yellow, but that's what they look like. I have to get a cooling rack. Yeah, that is the point. Maybe? It's like, I mean, it's like a very, traditional flavor profile, you know, like rose, cardamom, pistachio, and then like, maybe like cream or something like that. Which is like, of course, where the, fake white chocolate chips come in. Very demure. Again, this one, so skanky. Look at that. Rose, just, you know, clean up, you're a mess. Levels of skank. That cookie. But yeah, there we go. Now they are on a cooling sheet. They are safe from being soggy. These are also cooling racks that don't fit my pans because I bought them during COVID and these were the only ones left. And I was like, clearly no one wanted them because they don't fit a standard size pan. But that's okay. I will take the leftovers. So anyway, that's this entire recipe. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to add or anything else to do for the stream. I would eat one, but they're still kind of hot. So yeah, you know what? I'm gonna eat the skanky one. I will let you know what the skanky one tastes like. It tastes good. You're just gonna have to take my word for it. So you're not gonna get much of a chocolate pull because white chocolate doesn't pull so well. But here we go. Ah! Oh my god! Yeah, skanky one was $5 worth of rose petals, something like that. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Oh man, that was yeah, great ending. All right. No, yeah. No chocolate pull here, just bloop. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching, all 3 of you. Support me on Ko-Fi. This was fun. All right. And remember to subscribe. Okay, bye everyone. Yes, buy coffee for me. Bye.